Yes, right over there. Yeah. Could you wait till the microphone reaches you, so everybody can hear?
Hi. I have recently become aware of something that today I experienced that I went to a bank to cash a check and wanted a fingerprint because I didn't have an account in that bank. To me, this is great in terms of personal privacy, and I'd like your take on it.
Well, of course, the bank, I assume it's a private entity. This bank is not the Bank of the United States or something. It's a private organization. And one of the most fundamental points about the Constitution is that it does not limit the way in which private entities can behave. It's only the laws of the Congress or Massachusetts that impose those limits. And without knowing what those laws provide about whether banks are entitled to demand fingerprints, I really couldn't answer that as a legal question. Now, if you wanted to know, what's my gut reaction to the circumstances under which I guess I may disappoint you. I don't have any clear gut reaction. That is, I think sometimes people need to know who somebody is, and sometimes the best way to prove that is through a fingerprint. I mean, what really bothers me.
2 weeks ago, they accepted my driver's license. Today,
Right.
the same people who know who I am demand it.
I don't know if it has anything to do with the current economic crisis. I just don't know enough about it.
It's been in effect for about 2 weeks.
What does worry me a great deal is something a little related to that, and that is the growing tendency around the country to demand photographic identification at the time that you register to vote and at the time you cast your vote. Unfortunately, even though there was no real record of voter fraud to justify the enactment of these laws, it was kind of an imagined problem, although in theory you could have it. The Supreme Court, with an opinion by Justice Stevens, normally one of the more liberal members of the court, upheld the power of the states to demand that kind of identification. And that makes the voter protection efforts around the country that at least one of the parties is very much engaged in, all the more important. I mean, there's things that are happening to deprive people of the franchise around the country, which, if anything, is even more important than the ability to cash a check, because I assume that that problem can be cured in a day or two, I hope. But we can't cure the problem of disenfranchisement in a day or two. We could get the wrong person elected as president. And what's happening around the country is scary. I mean, people are being told that because your home has been subject to foreclosure, we won't let you vote using that residence address, even though you still live there. There are phony absentee ballots being sent to people. So if this is a problem that concerns you, you should go online to look at the voter registration protection efforts that are going on around the country.